Alright, let's chat and watch me play some Counter-Strike. So today I wanted to focus on a slightly different topic than usual. I usually talk about design or technology, but today I wanted to talk about a much bigger topic: focus. I've broken today's talk down into three components, which have all been taught to me by three different people. The first lesson is around high-level focus, and it's about saying no. This lesson was taught to me by Steve Jobs through Johnny Ive. Johnny Ive was asked in an interview with Vanity Fair what something was that he learnt from Steve Jobs. And Johnny talked about focus, that Steve Jobs had taught him about focus. Every so often, Steve Jobs would come to work and say, "Johnny, what have you said no to? What projects have you been saying no to lately?" And Johnny would basically ramble off a few things that he'd said no to. And Steve Jobs would say, "But you don't give a shit about any of those things, Johnny. Tell me about something that you've said no to that you really believed in, that you believed would be successful, that you knew would be successful. Tell me about those things that you've said no to." And Johnny couldn't. He hadn't said no to any of these things. Because he'd been saying no to all these other things, he kind of felt like he had capacity to say yes to a few of these really important things. And Steve Jobs basically said, you're not focusing. And this struck a chord with me. Focus isn't just about saying no to lots of things. It's actually about saying no to things that you actually care about, to things that you might actually know will succeed. But you say no because you're busy focusing on something else. And that lesson is really all about follow-through and determination and tenacity, sticking at things to see them through. The next lesson was taught to me by a fellow YouTuber by the name of WheezyWader, who, if you don't know WheezyWader, you should definitely go and check his stuff out because he is unbelievably talented. And Wheezy taught me about short-term focus, which is doing things with intention, which I took to mean that you can basically do whatever you want so long as you know why you're doing it, which is so much harder than it sounds. You should try just for one day to only do things with intention. And it sounds simple. It sounds so simple, but it's not. And what this means is that you don't do things mindlessly. That you don't just browse Facebook looking for something to come up. That you don't just watch TV with no thought behind why you're watching it. It still means that you can do these things, but it means that you need to have a reason for doing them. Are you going to Facebook to check for something or to find something in particular? Or are you going there just to relax for 5 or 10 minutes and have some escapism? Constantly asking yourself these questions is actually a lot harder than it sounds. The third lesson was taught to me by my girlfriend, which she learnt through an app called Headspace. And if you don't know what Headspace is, you should check it out because my girlfriend uses it daily and she couldn't speak more highly of it. And this lesson is all about mindfulness. It's about being in the moment. And she basically says that you should enjoy being in the moment because as humans, we are always looking forward to things, but we hardly ever actually enjoy them when we get there. Just look at people at concerts or at popular tourist attractions. Instead of just enjoying them and being in the moment, we are taking photos of them so that we can reminisce or share them with friends sometime in the future. We also do the same thing with our thoughts and our opinions and our emotions. We ignore them, or at least we try to. Instead of respecting them and realizing that they are temporary and that nothing lasts forever, we try to patch over them or ignore them or get rid of them. Being in the moment is all about mindfulness, and mindfulness is a huge subject that I know very little about. But as I said, if you are interested in learning more about it, then I would highly recommend an app called Headspace. So that brings us to the end of today's topic. It was a little bit different than usual, so I appreciate you sticking around to hear me out. Let me know what you thought of the video and the content in the comment section below. And if you want to hear more of this in the future, then hit that subscribe button. And if you liked today's video, then hit that thumbs up. Thanks, and I will see you guys next time.